Hello again, and welcome back to another edition of The Wiccan Conservative. According to a report by iSpot TV, pharmaceutical drugs accounted for half of the most viewed new brand ads by TV and ad impressions in the first half of 2023. The report included a roundup of the top 10 TV ad debuts this year, with pharma drugs clinching the top 3 spots. The following are the top new prescription drug commercial ads on TV in 2023 by impressions/views in the first 6 months of the year. It's also worth noting that direct-to-consumer TV advertising remains popular in the U.S. pharma world, while digital media, such as short video formats on social media platforms, is being adopted by many segments and industries. In most cases, commercials are regulated to ensure they provide accurate information, including benefits, risks of the drugs, and encourage viewers to ask their doctors about their usage. Since we know all of that, it was so intriguing to me when I found that a product that looked like this came with a headline that looked like this by CBS News. Balance of Nature ordered to stop sales of supplements after FDA lawsuits. All of this compared to this particular product, which is highly dangerous. According to the article, a federal court ordered the brand Balance of Nature to stop producing and selling its dietary supplement products this week after the FDA accused the companies behind it of repeatedly breaking the law in how they made and marketed their supplements, compared to the drug ads that I just showed you. The FDA says the company was overstepping its limits when it was warned repeatedly by the federal government that they could not make these claims about the diseases that they could cure or prevent with their supplements. FDA Acting Associate Commissioner for Regulatory Affairs said, "We previously warned VIG LLC and Premium Production LLC, but they have demonstrated repeated violations of manufacturing requirements, and the public cannot have confidence that their products are what they purport to be." And all of this is literally sitting right next to a Balance of Nature ad on the right-hand side. But I digress. The company is not challenging the orders. The parties resolved the FDA lawsuits with a consent decree and avoided trials. So the headline of the article, it was incorrect on its premise. Around 85% of Balance of Nature sales are to customers outside of its home state of Utah, meaning they ship this product across the United States. The brand has drawn scrutiny over its claims in advertising across talk radio, television, and social media. According to Bing and Microsoft, which we saw in the beginning, this is very consistent. Most of Big Pharma is getting their advertising revenue through the mainstream media, television sales, and ads through your cable companies. In a court filing, FDA and Justice Department lawyers accused the eVig company of making dozens of unsupported claims about Balance of Nature's benefits despite repeated warnings from authorities. These included several statements on the company's website, like one saying that a Russian study had found quote unquote health benefits of its supplements on cancer and cirrhosis. A video now taken down by the company featured someone claiming that, quote, "For myself, the 2 years I've been on it, I don't even think I've had a cold, never mind the flu," unquote, the agency said. So these are the types of claims that the FDA is saying is harmful to whoever is going to buy these products. I think that they sound very vague. What is the harm in the complaint? you saw a false claim, you removed said false claim as per the written rule of law, and now you are continuously going after this company for their marketing techniques. But beyond its marketing, the FDA says the company had fallen short of pledges to step up its procedures for investigating complaints about issues with the quality of its products. To date, EVIG has not demonstrated it has conducted any complaint investigations, wrote the FDA's attorney. That sounds like a back of the house issue, that if there were that many complaints about the company, there would be a paper trail beyond the FDA's complaints. Since that has not been brought into this article, I decided to go look myself. In the motion filed on November 15th of this year, the consent decree for permanent injunction and order granting motion, the United States of America filed a complaint for the permanent injunction against EVIG LLC doing business as Balance of Nature, a corporation, and the CEO, Douglas Lex Howard, an individual and collectively known as the defendants. The parties also filed a joint motion for entry of consent decree for permanent injunction motion, seeking the entry of a consent decree to resolve this matter. Defendants, without admitting or denying the allegations in the complaint, consent to entry of this consent decree of permanent injunction, quote unquote, the decree, without contest before any testimony has been taken. So if we were not paying attention to the actual motion of the court and only going off what the article claims to have happened, you would have assumed that there were many complaints against this company, that they were so outrageous with their claims that there were actual customers complaining about the negative effects in regards to believing those claims. But as we're seeing, none of that was even brought to the table. And we talk about this a lot in our judiciary, but I don't think we really get it. And stories like this drive the point home. In order to fight these cases in the court of law, it costs money. And a lot of the companies don't want to diverge independent funds into fighting useless, baseless FDA lawsuits when all they want to do is provide a quality product and make a profit in order to sustain their business model. I think it is very egregious when we allow our news outlets to believe false claims against the independent small businesses who are just trying to survive. I think it's a little ironic that we are coming up with nature-based products as making outrageous claims upon your health, but we aren't bringing the cases against the hardcore drugs that, in my opinion, make even greater claims. So I think we should pay just a little bit closer attention. All of a sudden, we're really supposed to care what's in these pills and what is going into our body. A separate court filing against Premium Productions faulted the supplement manufacturer for not doing enough to ensure that the ingredients it was using in its supplements were actually what they claimed to be. Let me ask anybody out there on pharmaceutical medication, if you know exactly what is pressed into the pill that you take on a daily basis. The answer is probably not a lot of you. But they say that around 95% of the raw materials used in Balance of Nature supplements come from outside of Utah. The suppliers are from Illinois, Wisconsin, California, and India. So a lot of those particular places are still in the United States. Of course, not India, but where do the opioids come from that a lot of your pain medications are made from? Where are they refined? Where are they actually pressed and shipped from? Yeah, these are the types of arguments that the FDA is having. Prosecutors also accused the firm of violating state law, requiring companies to warn customers before automatically enrolling them in renewing subscriptions and providing them with ways to cancel the actual recurring fees. So that's an issue in and of itself. And a lot of people sign up for services like Netflix, Amazon, and then all different types of services to the point where they forget that they're in these subscriptions. And now there's actually apps that go through your bank records to scrub for these subscriptions that you may have forgot about, to warn you that you're still paying for them, even though you might not be taking advantage of the services. So that is something that is not exclusive to balance of nature, but they're claiming that this has drawn scrutiny for years from outside groups, to the point that the nonprofit Truth in Advertising filed complaints in 2020. So 3 years they've been drawing scrutiny, apparently, against balance of nature with the FTC and the FDA, citing claims made across a number of talk radio shows, including the Joe Piscopo Show, Kevin McCullough Radio Show, and America First with Sebastian Gorka. Anybody seeing a pattern in the issues of advertising that they may have here? I do. In 2017, the Council of Better Business Bureau challenged multiple advertising claims made about the health benefits of the products. FDA's attorneys said they had little choice but to seek new orders against the companies after Balance of Nature had failed to address these years of warning. In addition to being held accountable for the rules that already exist, number 13 in the consent injunction states that representatives of the FDA shall be permitted without prior notice and as when FDA deems necessary to inspect defendants' operations and, without prior notice, take any other measures necessary to monitor and ensure continuing compliance with the terms of this decree, the Act, and all applicable regulations. During such inspections, FDA representatives shall be permitted to have immediate access to the establishment, including but not limited to all buildings, equipment, raw ingredients, in-process materials, finished products, containers, packaging material, labeling, and other material therein, plus take photographs and make video recordings, take samples of defendants' raw ingredients, in-process materials, finished products, contents, packaging material, labeling, and other material, and examine and copy all records relating to the receipt, manufacturing, preparing, processing, packaging, repackaging, labeling, holding, and distribution of any and all of defendants' products and their components. Inspection shall be permitted upon the presentation of a copy of this decree and appropriate credentials. So in essence, this did not shut down the production. This decree turned over all production of this product to the FDA. As you could see, while we were reading the article, they are still advertising this product. The website is still up and advertising this product. There is absolutely, positively no good answer for these particular proceedings to be happening in this particular way if the product is so dangerous to the point that people are taking it, thinking that they are going to cure or prevent a certain disease, and then still dying or contracting said disease. In the final end stages of the decree, it states that the defendant shall abide by the decisions of the FDA and the FDA's decisions shall be final. All decisions conferred upon the FDA in this decree shall be vested in the FDA's discretion, and if contested, shall be reviewed by this court under the arbitrary and capricious standard set forth in the U.S. Code. Review by the court of any FDA decision rendered pursuant to this decree shall be based exclusively on the written record before the FDA at the time the decision was made. No discovery shall be taken by either party. And that's just absolutely crazy. I'm just over here asking if we have the same energy for the pharmaceuticals that end up on the morning commercial block in front of children before they go to school for all different types of medications. So would Balance of Nature be covered if they had thrown in there? Ask your doctor. So just to be fully transparent and allow you to see the big picture, I went to the Sonoma County website, and this is out of Santa Rosa from July 26th of this year. District Attorney Carla Rodriguez announced that her office, as part of the California Food, Drug, and Medical Task Force, settled a consumer protection action against EVIG LLC, doing business as Balance of Nature. Balance of Nature sells dietary supplements which purport to be fruits and vegetables that are freeze-dried, powdered, and placed in a capsule, which is true. They bring their own fruits and vegetables into their own facility. They freeze, dry them, encapsulate them, bottle them, and then sell them. The company engaged in extensive radio, television, and internet advertising in California, which is not strange considering we know and the FDA alleges that the ingredients for these capsules are coming from California. So it would make perfect sense to advertise to the people in California. The complaint alleged that Balance of Nature made representations regarding the effectiveness and attributes of its products that were not supported by competent, reliable scientific evidence. And this is where I really start to have problems with what are we considering scientific evidence and what are we not considering scientific evidence. For example, Balance of Nature made the following claims, which the district attorney alleges lacked scientific support. The claim is the company said 1 serving of fruit in its products, which weighs approximately 2 grams, contained nutritional equivalent of over 5 servings of fruits per dose. Number 2, when you take the recommended 3 capsule dose of Balance of Nature fruits and veggies, your body receives as much nutrition as it would from eating more than 10 servings of a salad made with 31 different fruits and vegetables. Can the recommended serving of fruits and vegetables fit into 6 capsules? Yes. When it comes to advertising, pharmaceuticals and supplements aren't the only people who make outrageous claims. Where is the scientific evidence for that? I didn't see any of these particular companies having to deal with these issues with the FDA making these scientific claims. The complaint also alleged that the company could prevent, treat, migrate, or cure serious disease conditions, including diabetes, arthritis, heart disease, fibromyalgia, and cancer. But we didn't get any of those claims in quotes. But as part of the settlement, Balance of Nature agreed to enter into a judgment which includes monetary payment of $1.1 million. Under the terms of the judgment, Balance of Nature must pay $250,000 in customer restitution, and any California resident who purchased a Balance of Nature product in the past 6 years will receive a notice on how to claim a refund. They're also going to pay $850,000 in civil penalties and investigative costs. So further judgment prohibits Balance of Nature from engaging in any other unlawful conduct described in the complaint, but they have not admitted any liability. The FDA is going after Balance of Nature. Meanwhile, every day we are propagandized by the pharmaceutical companies right in our own living rooms. But that's all I have for you guys today. I will catch you on the next one.